Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from the Black Sheep Brewery and it's a bottle of their Amber Ale, specially selected by Morrison's, coming in at 4.5% ABV. There you go. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get then. Okay, a nice smoky opening. Beer in the glass then. And I'm looking for an amber ale and I'm getting an amber ale. That is very amber. Looks like a traditional session bitter. Nice and clean, crisp and these beers look so refreshing when they kind of dazzle in front of the camera. Look at that. Nice carbonation rising up the side of the glass. Amber, it's not bottle conditioned. It's got a one finger slightly off white head. This amber beer, let's get my nose into it. And I'm picking up, it's very malty. Kind of a Styrian golden hop going on there. It's fruity and bitter with a hint of spice. I say bitter. You can almost kind of smell the bitterness in the beer. I'm going to dive in. Cheers. Ooh. Okay, that breadiness, it's ramped up. I know this might sound strange, but it's a ramped up breadiness because there's all sorts of spicy, nettly, berry flavours going on here. Pardon me. It's carbonated, it kind of zings on your tongue. You know it's a kind of a forced carbonated process with the beer. You can kind of taste it. It's a little bit tinny, but then overriding that, it could just fall off a cliff and just be this kind of carbonated tinny beer, but it kind of recovers on the back end. There's a recovery process, and that's the chewy toffee malt on the back end that really does save this beer from being a bit of a train wreck, if you like. Yes, okay, so let's look at the kind of small... Yeah, let's just go straight in with this and say that this would be much better served as a bottle conditioned beer where the yeast produces the carbonation. With it being forced carbonated like this with CO2, it's a little bit too aggressive for a good solid sessionable ale. The carbonation kind of, it's a bit too rough around the edges. But that being said, that spicy, Styrian golden, fruity, hop taste is there. It's good. It's nice and kind of, when you get over all of that kind of rushing carbonation, you're not burping also. That's the other kind of issue with really heavily forced carbonated beers is that you're constantly kind of repeating the beer on yourself. Yeah, my track of thoughts going back to after that carbonation has kind of passed, you start to pick up a nice big base, a malt base of a beer. It's bready, it's a little bit nutty. It's got that kind of nettly taste. And there's hints of lemon, there's a bitterness on the back end. Yeah, I think it's time for me to just give my rating on this. This is Black Sheep Amber Ale. And I think this is just maybe Morrison's, because they do beers, this Morrison's specially selected with Everaz, Titanic. We did one with another brewery. It'll come to me in a moment. But it seems like Morrison's have gone, right, here's the criteria for this Morrison specially selected. We want a dark ale, we want a golden ale, we want an amber ale. I can't remember what the other beer was for the life of me now. So it couldn't have been that good. They've gone, right, oh, can you do that at this price? So we can kind of get it on offer with our name on the bottle. And that's what these guys have got to work with, if you like. They're trying to bring beers in on a budget, and rather than, for me anyway, if I was to own a brewery and I was contacted by Morrison's with this strict criteria, this you brew a dark ale, you brew a golden ale, you brew an amber ale for this price, and that's all you're kind of getting, I think I'd refuse. I think I'd say, nah, I'm not putting my name to that, I'm afraid. Black Sheep are generally a very good brewery. Don't be put off by this. Their beers are normally very good. I like their beers. Their Rigwelter's fantastic. So is their Russian Imperial Stout. Another good beer. But this amber ale, this kind of falls into the kind of between a 5 and a 6 out of 10. I'm going to say between a 5 and a 6. Yeah, I think if they were able to bottle condition it, it might be, well, it would be. You get some yeasty taste in it as well, and it would help to kind of give off that better amber ale kind of. You want a good. This is a session bitter, and you want a little bit more. So I'm going to say, yeah, between a 5 and a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.